Hey, and welcome to my channel, The Way What Is Truth. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below, okay? Now, I'd like to talk about three things, jealousy, covetousness, and envy, right? I'm going to get covetousness out of the way because it's the easiest to explain. Covetousness is basically when we covet somebody else's qualities. It could be somebody's qualifications, somebody's intelligence, somebody's money, somebody's looks, and this ties in closely with envy, but it's not quite the same as envy because covetousness is more about wanting something that somebody has. When we envy someone, we can envy somebody's looks, somebody's qualities, somebody's lifestyle, so somebody's money. Even we can envy somebody's relationship. Even it could be anything, right? So covetousness, it doesn't make any sense to covet anything, whether it's somebody's qualities, because we are who we are and we've got to make the most of who we are. Life is too short to be filled with covetousness and to think, oh, if only I had this, if only I had that. If only I was a great public speaker like that guy, or if only I had that person's money or that person's ability to study, or whatever it may be, right? We have to make the most of who we are. We have to pray about these things. And when it comes to envy, before I get onto envy, I'm just going to mention a few things. Now, when it comes to material things like cars, clothes, and so on and so forth, all those things perish with time. Nothing lasts forever. So being envious of somebody's Volvo or BMW or Audi or whatever car it may be, or the clothes they wear, the expensive clothes, even somebody's looks, being covetous and wanting money, all these things perish. Now, it's different if we haven't got enough money to live on or anything, and we don't have enough food in the fridge and enough money to pay the bills, keep a roof over our head. That's different. In which case, then I pray for you to get the help you need, the financial help that you need. As long as we have our basic needs covered, anything outside of that is vanity, is covetousness and envy and so on and so forth, and we shouldn't live like that as Christians, right? And anyway, without further ado, now I've got the whole coveting material possessions doesn't mean anything out of the way because all those things will perish. I mean, think about all these flash cars people are driving in. Every single one of them is going to end up in the scrapyard one day. Every single one of them is going to be reduced to scrap or recycled or whatever. So it's a waste of time and energy. Okay, we shouldn't be trying to. We shouldn't be focusing on material things. Anyway, what matters more in life is relationships, friendships, family, and so on and so forth. It's more about the spiritual, emotional side of life. So that's what life is about. It's not so much about material things. Anyway, I'm going to talk about envy. Envy, again, is when we can see somebody's qualities. It could be that they're really clever, it could be that they're good looking, it could be that they're just really successful in life and we aren't, and we can be envious of that. We can be envious of people's relationships. It always stems from some kind of fear and insecurity within ourselves. If we feel inadequate in some way, some people are very, very clever, they're great at studying, but that doesn't mean to say they've got great confidence or self-esteem or that they're confident in social situations. It doesn't mean that at all. I mean, some people aren't just anxious. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that suffer from anxiety. They suffer from not only anxiety, but other separate things like a lack of confidence, low self-esteem. And they may be confident around family and the close friends that they have, maybe, but outside in the real world, some of the cleverest people in the world are hopeless in social situations, right? So everyone's different. That's just one example. But we can be envious of other qualities people have, but rather than being envious and bitter and covetous, we should instead be filled with admiration. You see all these qualities that people envy and covet, that's not the problem in and of itself. Now, that's if they are qualities worth coveting and worth being envious of in the first place, because a lot of the time, a lot of the things we envy and covet aren't even worth it. In fact, a lot of the time, it's bad qualities. Let's say if we see a man who's vain and who's full of himself, that can be mistook for confidence, and people can be envious of that, for example. That obviously you've got to be careful what you're envious of or what you covet, right? But I'm talking about the good qualities that people can envy and people can covet, right? Um, but we need to be filled with admiration. If somebody has qualities that we don't have, we can learn from that person, we can listen to that person, we can even befriend that person. Life is too short to be filled with bitterness and hatred and feelings of inadequacy and insecurity and all the rest of it. We need to rise above that. We need to rise above our shadow. We all have a shadow, like a dark shadow. I think Winston Churchill called it his black dog. I think he suffered from a bit of jealousy in his time and maybe a bit of envy as well. I'm not sure about the envy part, but jealousy, yeah, I think he did. A lot of famous people in history suffered with it and struggled with it. People in general do, worldwide, everyone from those in the highest echelons of society to homeless people, right? Everyone in between. No one's immune from envy, jealousy, or covetousness, no matter how much money or success we have. Before I move on to jealousy, there's one or two more things I want to mention about envy, if I can remember what they are. You have to bear with me. Yeah, definitely, we have to learn from people that have qualities that we would like to have that we don't have. Okay, we need to learn from those people, and whatever it is in life that we envy about their lives, their lifestyles, it could be that they're in a relationship and we aren't. It could be that they have something that we want that we don't have it that they do. We should be filled with admiration and even joy at what other people have that we don't have. We should be happy for them. Obviously, sometimes our lives can be a complete and utter mess, in which case we need help, right? But neither should we go out of our way to be envious of other people and what they have and what they enjoy and the qualities they possess and all that stuff, right? And when it comes to jealousy, now this is a bit more complicated. If you're someone who's in a relationship with someone and you have reasons to believe that you're being cheated on, or your partner has the wandering eye, as they call it, and all the rest of it, and things are getting toxic, then by all means do something about it. Figure out the truth, and if that person really is cheating on you, then maybe give them one more chance. Because if someone's done that, it means they have issues. It means that either they didn't love you properly, they've got self-control issues, problems of lust, or something, right? So don't be anybody's fool. Don't be anybody's fool. Give them one more chance. If they fail, separate yourself from that person. Now that's very, very difficult to do. Now I'm not a relationship counsellor or anything, but that's not what this video is about. I'm talking about a broad topic of different human emotions, envy, covetousness and jealousy, and the fears and the insecurities that go along with those things. Because oftentimes as human beings are filled with fear, we're filled with insecurities and feelings of inadequacy. We have self-esteem issues sometimes, we can lack confidence for years sometimes, and we've got no one to talk to. So definitely find somebody who you know, who you trust, to talk to about these feelings that you're going through. Now, yeah, anyway, I don't want to go too far off topic. But yeah, definitely, if you are in the position of sharing your problems with somebody, it could well be someone that you're envious, jealous, or covetous of. If you know someone who you're jealous and envious of, or you're feeling covetous about, or whatever, reach out to that person, talk to them, because there's an old saying that if you can't beat them, join them. And sometimes that's true. We can learn from other people, like I said earlier on in the video. We can. Instead of being resentful of somebody else's qualities or lifestyle or somebody else's relationship that they have or somebody else's friends, we can join them and we can have them as an ally. What's the point of butting our heads against the wall over and over again until it's raw and bloody? It's not going to do us any good. We just need to enjoy life whilst we can and be happy for other people, and by being happy for other people and talking to other people about what they're happy about and what they have in life that they're so happy about, we ourselves can partake in that up to a point and share in other people's happiness. It's better to share in other people's happiness and what other people have to be happy about than to be resentful of it. Yeah, anyway, if you are in a toxic relationship or a relationship with someone and you're being cheated on, and that person is giving you continual reason continuous reason to be jealous of them, definitely dump them. Now make sure that you aren't being delusional or paranoid, because there's a lot of people out there who think to themselves, oh, I'm being cheated on, that my partner's not being faithful, whilst really that's not the case. So you've got to be so careful. Right, and when it comes to jealousy, a few final things I'd like to say about that. Jealousy always comes from some kind of fear and insecurity. Okay, it could be something to do with our self-worth, it could be something like that we're not getting in life. Perhaps we've had a series of bad relationships, or just one bad relationship perhaps, and we see somebody else, and we think, oh, that person's settled now, that person's got a great life. Sometimes people's lives look better than what they actually are. That's something else I wanted to mention about envy as well. When they're envious and jealous of other people, sometimes their lives look better than what they are on the surface. They can look really good. There's an old saying in Italy, my mother country, and it's this: not everything that glitters is made of gold. Okay, not everything that glitters is gold. A lot of what glitters and a lot of what looks attractive and good in people's lives isn't. Okay, it just looks like it is because people have problems behind closed doors. I mean, I had a next door neighbour, for example, who had debt collectors coming around. I don't need to sound like a gossip or anything, but yeah, debt collectors, everyone knew it on the street. It's just common knowledge around here. And yeah, his life looks so perfect on the outside, and he goes to painstaking lengths to make his life appear perfect. I'm not even going to go into it because it really is going to end up being gossip then if I do, but but yeah, there's all sorts going on out there. People are too proud, man. People like to make their lives look perfect even when their life is a sinking ship. Sometimes it's just the way it is. You've got to bear that in mind as well when it comes to being envious and jealous of other people. And simple everyday things, like if you see someone driving a nice car or whatever and we're envious or covetous about that, just think about how much that car's costing them to run and how it's going to be scrapped in the end anyway. All these material possessions and money, it's all fleeting, it all gives a certain lifestyle at the time, but these lifestyles, these good high lifestyles or whatever it is that people have got, that we supposedly want or whatever, it's all temporary. You've got to remember that. This life is temporary. So it's up to each and every single one of us to make the most of it, whether we believe God exists or not. Whatever our opinions or beliefs are about the afterlife, or if indeed there is an afterlife, because not everyone who tunes into my channel is going to be a Christian like me. I just so happen to be of the Christian faith. Someone watching this video might not be. But I hope and pray that, I give my positive thoughts out to you, and I hope and pray that you found this video useful anyway. It really is a waste of time being wrapped up in negative, toxic emotions like jealousy, envy, and covetousness. It's far better to join somebody, to join in somebody else's happiness rather than sort of stand in judgment and think, okay, I'm going to check out what this person's doing now. What's my neighbour doing? Well, what's my friend up to? Oh, I wish I had that life. I wish I was doing this. I wish I was that person. We should not have that attitude, but rather you'll realise that so many people, when they end up on their deathbed, I'm telling you, this might sound a bit morbid, but it's only then sometimes that we realise what a waste of time so many of our negative thoughts, feelings and emotions were. If we only reached out to that person, or if we only communicated with that person, then we wouldn't have felt the way we did. Sometimes all it takes is a little bit of courage, a little bit of something. I mean, sometimes we can be resentful of a next door neighbour, for example, for years. But if only, I remember I saw it on a cartoon years ago. I think it was The Simpsons, where Homer saw Ned Flanders throw a barbecue, and he was so resentful and so envious and so jealous. And yet, if he had just gone over there, smelled the good food, and partook in that barbecue, then he wouldn't have felt as bad, would he? It's like if someone threw a barbecue or something local to me, instead of thinking, oh look at that smug so-and-so, I haven't had a barbecue in years. We should, instead of which, go over there and enjoy the barbecue with them. That's the message of this video when it comes to envy and covetousness. And when it comes to jealousy, at the end of the day, we're all our own people. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I should have ended the video probably 2 or 3 minutes ago. I do apologise. Okay. But ultimately, we are our own people. And we've got to remember that we're all unique. There's nobody else like us on earth. And when it comes to jealousy, sometimes we've suffered loneliness and depression in our lives, like me. I've experienced an awful lot of loneliness and depression in the past. And I remember when I used to go jogging years ago, sometimes I used to see couples, really, really happy looking couples, walking up and down past me. And once my jealousy and feelings of I don't know how to describe it. I was just jogging one day. I was in my early to mid 20s. I think I must have been 24 or 25, no older than that. And I just saw this couple. They were hugging and kissing each other, saying sweet nothings into each other's ear. And I just froze on the spot. I just could not carry on jogging. For the life of me, I could not carry on jogging. I just froze to the spot. And I felt so bad. It wasn't just mere jealousy, it was so many things. I felt so depressed, so lonely, and I must have been standing there for a good 10 to 15 minutes. I couldn't move my body. That's how bad the jealousy and feelings of envy have been in my life at times. I remember it like it was yesterday. That was one of my lowest points in life, by the way, that I'm telling you about. So I know what jealousy feels like. And I've outgrown it. It's took years and years and years of experience and trials and tribulations. That doesn't mean to say that I'm a naturally jealous person. I'm not. It was only my years of loneliness and depression, like I said before, that made me feel jealous from time to time when I saw certain people and so on and so forth, right? And it's no joke. Being jealous is no joke at all. And it's took me years and years to outgrow it, years of experience. That doesn't mean to say that I'm immune from jealousy or envy or covetousness, but now I've gained a bit more life experience and I've grown spiritually. For something to make me jealous or envious or to even be covetous again or anything like that, not that I've struggled with covetousness a great deal because I've never been really that materialistic, really. For something to make me feel those range of emotions again, it would have to be something really major, something extreme to make me feel that way, because I've outgrown most of it. I hope and pray that I have anyway. But yeah, perhaps in a few years' time I'll look back on this video and take my own advice as well. Anyway, take care and just remember, reach out to people as much as you can. And yeah, I can see it's running on to 17 minutes and 42 seconds right now. I better end the video. I hope you've got something from this. Remember to like, subscribe and comment down below. Bye bye and take care.